Welcome back to another video. Today we are making some sheet pan meals, and this first recipe is a lemon pepper sheet pan meal with broccoli, potatoes, and onions. So the first thing we're going to do is press our tofu and chop our veggies. I chose to use a mandolin to cut my potatoes and onions just so they were in strips, and chopped up the broccoli and the stem as well as the lemon. And then I put this all on my sheet pan, drizzled it with a little bit of olive oil and that lemon pepper seasoning just to kind of gently coat it to get some of that flavor directly on those veggies. And then I came back to my block of tofu. This is extra firm tofu, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of soy sauce, oil, nutritional yeast, and that lemon pepper flavoring just to give it a good coat. And the cornstarch, you could really use any type of starch. It's just kind of there to help the tofu get a little crisp in the baking process. So I drizzled my tofu with a little bit of olive oil and soy sauce, stirred that to combine, and then added in my pardon me, cornstarch. I did about a tablespoon each of the soy sauce and the olive oil, and then about 2 tablespoons or so of the cornstarch. It was like 1 heaping tablespoon, so you know, do what you want. And then I added a little bit of this lemon pepper seasoning. To be honest with you guys, I put way too much of the lemon pepper on here, so definitely taste your seasoning because some of them are a little bit more potent, and you can always add more, but you can't really take it away. So yeah, so I would start with like a teaspoon for both the veg and the tofu, and then give it a little taste, and you could always add more. So you know what, just keep that in mind. So I seasoned up my tofu with about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then I added that onto my baking tray with my veg. I gave it a stir just to kind of evenly distribute everything, and then I thought it'd be cute to add a little garnish, a little more lemon, so I added the lemon peels for half of the lemon, just another drizzle of oil. And then here I added some of the juice of the lemon, and if I were to make this recipe again, I would recommend doing the lemon juice at the end after it's baked, just to add some brightness. So I would make that alteration. So the sheet pan is in the oven. I have the oven set to 375. I'm gonna bake it for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip everything over and probably go for another 10 to 15, just until the potatoes are crispy and the tofu is done. So then after it baked up in the oven, I gave it a quick toss, added it in again, and it was really good. You know, I'm not a super big fan of broccoli in the oven, but this actually was really good with the lemon pepper, and it really allowed me to try making broccoli in a way that I don't normally make it. So this was delicious on its own, but if you wanted to add a side to it, you totally could. I highly recommend lemon pepper. It's been my jam lately. Alright, so for this next recipe, we are making a sausage Brussels sprout potato sheet pan situation with very simple spices. We're going to start with about 10 large Brussels sprouts, roughly 7 small yellow potatoes, and medium yellow onion, and then I used 2 of these plant-based field roast sausages. We're going to chop up our veggies so they're all about the same size, and then toss these all on a sheet pan, kind of mix them together so they're kind of evenly combined. Doesn't really matter, they're all getting cooked. And then we're gonna add a big old glug of oil. I'm using avocado oil on this glug, about 1 to 2 tablespoons, and then salt to taste. We're also going to be adding a few other seasonings here to our pan, and don't be shy with the salt, but also don't do too much salt. So I would start with like half a teaspoon and then go from there. About a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon each of garlic and onion powder, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of chili flake, or more if you like more spice, and add that all onto your pan. Give it a good stir. Once again, kind of just make sure everything is evenly combined. And then I sliced up my plant-based sausage and just kind of threw it on there randomly onto the pan, and that's it. So you mix everything together, there's no additional dishes, pop that in the oven and bake it for about 20 minutes at 400, toss, and then bake again for another 10 to 15, and that's really it. This is great on its own. You could totally serve it over another starch if you want to. I had some leftover honey mustard that I had made for some vegan fried chicken earlier in the week. So to serve this up, I actually decided to drizzle some of that honey mustard on here, and it's just agave and mayo and I think some garlic powder, but if I can find the recipe, I will link it below. And then going right into our final recipe, this is a shawarma spice chickpea taco with some Brussels sprouts and red pepper. And this one was really simple. I rinsed and drained my chickpeas and chopped up my veg, threw that all on the sheet pan, gave it a good drizzle of olive oil, and then I added about 1 to 2 tablespoons of the shawarma spice mix. Again, use as much or as little as you like, just definitely season your food. You don't want to under-season your food. And then I also added about a 1/4 tablespoon, just kidding, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt as well, because I don't think the spice mix had salt in it. And then after I added those ingredients to my pan, I spread it out nice and evenly and then baked it. And then I'm gonna make a little sauce to go along with this. I used almond milk, garlic powder, and lemon juice, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, because I really liked having that creamy element to my last dish. So I thought it would be a good idea to make a sauce for this dish, kind of spicing it up, adding that creamy element, and especially since they were gonna be tacos, I really thought this would be a great addition. So that is what we did here, but things don't always work out as they plan. So let me tell you why. I know this is backwards because I have the front facing camera on, but nowhere on this yogurt does it say sweet. It just says plain. I thought plain was not sweet. It's sweet. So the special trip I made to the store today to get this yogurt to make sauces is sweet. It's not that bad. It's definitely a different flavor, but this is real life, so we're gonna roll with it. So we made the best of what we had. We flipped our chickpea mixture about halfway through cooking. We baked this, I believe I said it already, but I don't remember, 400 degrees for 15 minutes, tossed it and baked it to another 10 to 15. It shrunk down a lot. I didn't really have a lot left in my fridge, so we were kind of just using what we had. So I turned these into tacos. I still ended up eating that sauce. It wasn't terrible, but I did not save the rest of it. Topped it off with some red onion, pickled red onion, and enjoyed. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. I love having you here, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.